almost ready. I can hear myself again for some reason. Alright, let's just host it. Alright, well, I must stream every round, it's my job. Alright, already know Martin. Seriously, bad sign here. Just that I don't wanna like it to be ruined by it. Alright, so now I'll change the image. So here will be the semi-finals match between Martin and iljain. So it's pretty hype. Last match of this week as well. So we can just start. Right, I'm hosting a room. Well, it was too bad that Martin disconnected just immediately. Yeah. The room is already up. This is going to be an interesting match. Actually, it's going to be close. I think that both Martin and iljain, they are playing in the second place. Ha. My voice is as crisp as ever. Rank 2 versus rank 3, based on free-for-all ranks, of course. Both of them are really aggressive and they deal tons of sent lines as damage, so it's going to be like fast, interesting games. Seriously, I'm hyped for that. Alright, so here we go. If we're going to have any guest commentator, they better show up now. This is gonna be bad. Well, I'm sleepy as well. It's not like I'm doing any better. Yeah, I agree for warm-up. Just that one important question. Definitely. Okay, both players agree. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. And that's me, Extruder, as usual, hosting ICL and casting here. So, if you're out for some exciting Tetris matches, that's really good for you, because I'm pretty sure that will be one of the better matches in the top bracket. Because, of course, based on the image, it's currently semi-finals, and the finals will be against the winner of losers bracket, and there will be for I think it'll just like 2 or 3 weeks between them. So this will be a really serious time here. Martin would better win now, or iljain, or somebody, just cause the one who wins the losers round, he must win 2 games against the winner, so this match will be really serious and exciting. I wanna say that, yeah, I need to assign slots to them. Alright, I can do warm-ups though. You can just see. So iljain is the current Tetris champion of Taiwan, and Martin is the current Tetris champion of North America. Alright, let's go. So this is a warm-up. Let's just try and see what they are trying to do. So iljain immediately tries to attack almost immediately and drops up massively. It's going to be a really tense match because it determines how many rounds will be in the finals, pretty much. Yeah, we see Martin's immediate, just really destructive offense with 12 combo. That's not the usual number of combo. So definitely, alright, reset and score and we're ready. Alright, let's go. So definitely these players will be stacking not as well pretty as usual. Alright, so Martin utilizes the T-spin to attack immediately. Just that he knows that probably both of the players will be messing up majorly at the opening, and now iljain has gotten 11, which is quite nice here. So just Martin wasn't ready for a second combo. Both of the players are quite fast though, considering they can both push the 170 speed reliably. Martin is a current champion of 40 Lions Challenge Maserati. He just cleared 40 Lions in 30 seconds, well, just below 30 seconds. And that makes him the fastest Cultures 2 player at the moment. But iljain is also quite fast considering in gameplay, so nice parry here, just blocking a 10 by 10 so nobody receives any lines. So Martin receives a nice opportunity to downstack here. We see that he can read garbage pretty well from now on, and iljain does just not receive the opportunity. He wanted to upstack a little bit more, I believe. Okay, the stats will be pretty identical because the players are pretty alike here. You can ask me any questions in chat, what are relating to the game and whatever. I can explain them to you. And Martin does take an overhang here, just that his plays recently have involved a lot of overhangs here by now. Here he makes a really few horizontal. You can see that both players are really close now. They are setting the identical combos by now, so this might be the closest matches in ICL as well. Definitely. Just that iljain does not last up enough for a mid-game, so that gives Martin an easy early advantage on. But both of the players are not as stable today, I believe, just that Cultures is a game which is hard to stay consistent as, and both of the players, they have both good and bad days for sure. So shout out to DNLF for sort of sponsoring the stream. Hi, I'm Extruder, I'm current host of ICL, and I'm really excited to see both of the players are really strong. They have lots of achievements by now. Alright, we can start here. See that Martin has really pushing up the speed now. Use a nice 180 spin to just get rid of the holes. It's his new fast strategy. Just he hesitated a little bit and he starts a combo a little more late, so that messed him up. However, he uses some nice spins. Cultures can boast of these compared to guideline games and Tetris guideline and whatever. So yeah, iljain's mid game is a little bit worse than usual. I mean, usually he does not mess up after the first stack, but Martin is a special opponent. They have been playing against each other much and casually and others, so they pretty much know each other, and this will not be a tactical play. This will just be like pushing the speed, pushing the best of the opportunities, so they can really like test each other's skills. just cause they are both favorites of this tournament, and actually that's really well expected to them. Alright, so here's Castle watching. He was the previous host of the tournament and now passed the tournament to me, so now Martin gets a pretty nice stack. It's really accurate, could be hyped for really high combo. He waits for iljain to do the attack first. He does a really nice 12, but I believe if he was doing one or more two combo placements better, it might as well be 13. 13s are really rare compared to 12s, however. So that's why Martin gets in the lead early on, just cause iljain usually dies after first few combos and not exactly wants to, well, manage the game after that. So yeah, iljain has got that spin trick from Martin just cause he's stacking a bit too, well, narrow here, so it was really messy and he would use two eye pieces to get rid of them, which, well, considering Culture's randomizer, which is history based, and it does not give you two eyes at the same time, so that was a major mistake for iljain to have. But I believe that there will be a third set here. At least I'd hope it to be, just cause this match is really serious by now, semifinals. Huh. Tetris Dota. Well, I think that Tetris is more like a fighting game. I have been speaking about it before, just cause you can't block lines if you just counter with your own combo, and that makes the strategies in the first place. So iljain finally managed to get a decent offensive move on Martin. You see that they don't even bother with clearing up the garbage. They just try to overpower them by your own moves. That's why, just that, I don't think that Martin's stack is better initially, but then it gets really even and nice. Just this overhang is really messing things up, just cause both of the players are really capable of getting a 10 each round, and 10 is a standard for a competitive move, so that's why usually if you get less than 10 combo, then you will probably screw the game up, just cause 10 is the standard here. Alright, so Martin's stands are really fast here. He just prefers, well, 10 combo is fine, it's just enough to top your enemy out, so Martin gets just enough. So he's the leader at the 10 challenge. 10 single player challenge is the challenge to clear a 10 combo as fast as possible, so no need to try and stack higher than around half of the field, cause no need to, well, pressure the enemy way more. So Martin is the current VR holder on that challenge too, I believe. So now he's stacking up and just preparing for the first iljain combo, just cause he knows that iljain is worse in mid game, and exactly that's why he's ready to accept iljain's lines. No even need to block them, and Martin is ready to counterattack. So Martin is really advantageous here, 8-3. I wasn't thinking about that, but just that iljain's playing worse after the first combos, just cause the tension in the games like this is really high by now. Alright, so 3 wide, it can be a risky move, so we see that Martin misplaces his snake, just cause if you put snake here, it will make it for a bad placement, but this 3 wide was actually decent and managed to clear 10, just cause 3 wide combos are usually a really risky move, so indeed. Alright, hi Blitz Dota. Now we can see that Martin's combos are really getting stronger each time, and iljain really needs some time to respond. This hole will probably mess him up a little bit, just cause, well, he will not be just benefiting only a 9, but however, Martin takes his own turn messing up, and we see that the matches are first to 11, so iljain has still some room for making a comeback. This happened before, actually, so it's not improbable, and the Cultures 2 is such a game when you can be just really choking here. Martin pushes his top speed now, he's playing for 212. That's fitting because he's the fastest player by now, just because he was playing Varus in the previous finals and Varus was the fastest player at that point. And Martin and iljain are definitely two of the favorites. They are both playing as fast as they could, and it even becomes troublesome to just think about their moves just so. The first set will be over soon, and well, I would be hyped for a longer game as well. So we can see that Martin's combos are more convenient here, just that iljain's overhangs here, he fixes them quite nicely with soft drop and attack first. It was a nice decision from iljain because he makes the first 12 of his own. Martin managed to parry with a 10, but it's too late, so we can see that even though Martin blocked most of them, he still received 20 lines of pure garbage, and that's just enough to clear the table. Definitely Martin needs to be more careful now, but he needs only one more victory over iljain, but I believe that iljain stacks a little bit better now, so he'll be ready for the second set for sure, because Cultures is also the game of endurance, and actually the finals will be 5 sets instead of 3. Alright, good games here. First, it was the first set. Alright, I'm resetting. Okay, iljain, get up. We need to assign slot. Alright, fine. So, I'm ready for set 2. So we see that Martin has got a pretty heavy lead early on, because, well, iljain was a second place in ICL1 and Martin was a second place in ICL2. So he might be, well, a better prepared player. Alright, we're ready for a second set. And we see that iljain tries to, well, attack immediately, just I don't see, but he hesitates a little, leaves his ult here. Just that it will worse his initial attack. Alright, Martin only does 5 and then decides to make a second combo after that, and that was really nice decision from him to surprise iljain, so he received 20 lines of pure damage, and that's a really bad amount for him, because iljain is the worst on downstack, but his downstack is getting better as he survives that. His play at the top is getting better, he can see the next piece now better. Still, iljain's trying better now. I'm really excited to see so. Huh. Alright. Well, after that, after ICL will feature a proper trailer, Cultures will be featured at Steam Greenlight, so it will be also a Steam game. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, Cultures 2 is a completely free game, and it's currently the fastest block game in existence, so you can check it out completely for free, and if you notice me, I can tell you about the game mechanics and help you with that, so please join with the game. Alright, I'm always hyped for the new players to join in ICL. We see that iljain messes up majorly here. However, he's quite fast, so that he can make himself, well, content with the mistake like this. There is no such tactical play in this match, but it's rather pure force. Both players are really pushing for speed now, but their SPM is a little bit lower. cent per minute because they messed up in the beginning of the match. Usually 8 and 9 are not the combos to well see after the end of the match. So Martin has got a really nice drop spike. Here with spins he fixes up his hole and ready for stack, so receives a few lines from iljain. Probably it was too late from him because he received this much. He sends at 12, so probably it was a good decision after all, just cause, well, Martin's mid game is stronger, so he can allow himself receive some initial lines from iljain, and if he doesn't die, the very second combo from Martin will usually knock iljain out, and pretty much that's it. So, alright, Martin's pretty good at this stack. Well, it's a little bit laddery, but it can be making the combo. He, however, messes up his placement. He can usually do better, so that's only 8, and he receives heavy pressure from iljain as well. So this is like a blitz chess where some games are decided by really fast-paced debuts and mistakes in debut scheme. Just both players, they're trying for a nice stack and not for mid-game play, just cause it just gets too fast for following. Alright, Martin is a bit faster, so he decides to attack immediately with a 10. He doesn't bother with more combos though. Alright, we see that iljain is not ready for that. And we see if Martin plays fast, then he will be able to win more games faster and still keep iljain preoccupied with distance and such. Usually cent per minute is about 100, this is an average, and Martin really gets better and better. He was practicing the Fortnite challenge, which is, well, put it in RPG terms, the DPS, how much lines you send in a minute. Alright. This is also the first time I'm hosting the stream on my own channel and not the hard drop one. Alright, so iljain is making back, so the set is closer now. Even though iljain is a little bit slower, blocks per minute is at 10 less, it's still really fast because most of the players in Colchis, they are about 150 BPM, which is 2.5 tetrominutes per second. And Martin pushes for 3 tetrominutes per second, which is pretty fast for this game, because randomizer can be really unforgiving at times, and you get only one next speed, so you have to plan ahead your moves. But it seems like iljain does not bother with planning moves anyway, and that's why he receives a lot of losses early. I wasn't well thinking that the matches will be this fast. Well, they are both aggressive players, but I was thinking that they might try and drag for some more mid-game playing. Alright, so Martin has utilized a lot of more spins. Overhang here, let's see how he tries to fix it. He doesn't actually. Well, that spin wasn't helpful enough, so iljain really gets a drop on him. Martin's mid-game play is better, so he managed to get a 10, even in that unfavorable position. Both of the players are really fast, so definitely it becomes a little bit faster to follow. So Martin's mid-game is improving here. We see that iljain though does not want to give up this early. Well, after this badly lost first set 5-11, so we see he uses spins to just let his ground here and be ready for the next. Lag spike, notice it here. Lag spikes are also a major part of strategy here. He makes a poor movement though, blocking his garbage hole just with a cube. Cubes can't be rotated, so they make for, well, poor decisions mostly, just cause you can't rotate them, so you get less positions with them, and exactly, well, it's more favorable for Martin to draw the game out longer, so it was decided by one poor placement by iljain. But he still blocked really high amounts of lines, 50% of all received lines, so definitely in fighting game terms iljain has got a really great mid-game play here. Alright, this hole might be it. Still, Martin gets away with it just cause he's fast enough. This is a really fast speed, not commonly encountered. Alright, so Martin really wants to finish this match early, so he will not have to play just as much, and iljain is indeed choking. He is not able to fix this with spin now, so he just goes, whatever, I'm trying to attack first. Alright, it's only 6. Martin does not decide to upstack forward, and he decides to parry with 6 of his own, and messes up because of that, because he's not used to that pace, iljain attacking first, even though he's not a faster player of these two. Receives pending lines. Yeah, iljain definitely managed him to surprise. Alright, Martin though is definitely able to downstack here. Martin is playing better than in his previous match against Twoller. And yeah, the losers bracket. Well, Martin is going to wait a long time if he wins for the next for the finals though, because the finals will be after 2 weeks or so. So the losers bracket will be done later on. So we see iljain tries to just catch the difference between points. So Martin really has been reserving all this speed for a specific opponent, iljain. He was ready for him, just cause Martin wasn't playing this fast in the group stages. So he wasn't exactly reserving his full power for an opponent, just cause iljain is strong enough. iljain is one of few players who is really able to beat Martin on his best day, just cause Martin is definitely a top 3 player currently, and he was in the previous ICL as well. So nice spin fix here. It's really fancy from him though. So Martin goes for a really risky moves in order to just let him attack. Alright, Martin decides to use a waiting strategy, but he received too much lines, and here is a good spin opportunity, but he does not use it, actually. And that's why he receives a lot of lines and garbage, but still, iljain's mid-game is worse, so he's still worse off that. Alright, so garbage was easy, and that's why Martin receives a loss. And the game is even now, so iljain might be making a comeback, and if the game into third set, Martin might burn out, and the game would be much worse for him in the third set as well. And it would be really unexpected for iljain to win, just cause Martin has been usually getting a higher place in this ICL so far. So he gets an 11, and Martin was getting a 12. That's really nice 12 though. Get almost from the top and only from the down stack here. He was not up stacking for that, so that's only for pure speed. He did not receive any time for Tetrises. If you start your combo with a Tetris to a 4-line clear, you will receive much more time for your combo initially. So Martin having this done without a proper preparation is a major feat. So it might be remembered. So iljain tries for a better combo than Martin does. Actually, Martin has got a little bit much on time, so it's a little bit narrow, so he receives much more garbage though. He just sent a fast 8, so just sent some, but that's only half of the feat, so iljain does not feel pressured enough. He makes a Tetris, so he's prepared for making a downstack combo, and that really gets Martin worse off. 7-7. Really hyped match here. And as we know, as a caster, I'm always hyped for the third set, so I want iljain to win this one. Alright, Martin has really pushed up his speed now. It's 230. I mean, the fastest speed which is possible by now, it's 240, which means 40 kilometers per second. Can you imagine that? That means around just at least 8 or 10 key presses a second, which, well, it can be on par with StarCraft pros. Definitely, because Cultures is only a keyboard game, and this is definitely the game to train your APM on. Alright, so Martin is ready for attack, but just he received the wrong piece. He does not get the I piece for a Tetris, so he's not ready for that. Still getting an 11 because of how fast he is. and managed to good down stack combo as well. However, that's only a 9, so iljain has an opportunity to recover. He does recover certainly, so his down stacking has become better. He received easy garbage. This garbage is really easy down stack, so he up stacks a little bit more to surprise Martin with an attack, and he dies. Actually, I'm not speaking that fast usually, it's just that I'm not having a caster this time. Just that, well, the tournament is being pushed up for speed. I wanted it initially to be done before September, because it's been lasting whole summer now. Alright, Martin makes a major column here. It's bad to fix, and while he has fixed it, he already received an 11 attack from iljain, so hesitated a bit. So you might see these nuances even though the game is fast enough like this. Just more commonly the games aren't this fast in Cultures 2, and this is the fastest game so far. While the previous finals, well, Varus against Martin, I might link them in chat after this match, so you might see how fast Varus was playing. So iljain has got a major advantage, so it will be third set, certainly. Well, I don't think that Martin will be just enough consistent, because these players are really not consistent now. Alright, iljain decides to attack early just to score an easy win. But however, Martin is now ready for a mid game, so he gets a nice 10, and iljain is now in trouble. Alright, his down stack has been way better than compared to the previous set, however. Alright, now he's able to fix it then with a nice spin and then immediate miss drop here. So Martin still gets a chance to get this. We have win by 2 rule, so if Martin gets 10, then a player has to win 2 matches more. Alright, so Martin has a very bad stacking decisions, so he tries to platform clear and to attack first. Yeah, iljain is ready for receiving some garbage, cause he knows that Martin will not be ready for a second combo. He actually makes a 10, which is quite nice, and that will be the finish of second set, and we're ready for set 3. Definitely good games. We can see there the major like turnarounds here. Nobody. Oh, alright. Alright, I'm ready. Assigning the slots. Let's just hope it's been a pleasurable spectating sequence for you. Alright, we're ready. Yeah, it's best of 3 sets. I mean, the first set was won by Martin, and it was 5-11, and the second set is won by iljain, which is actually quite nice and interesting. So iljain is really prepared for this set now. He's just made a poor placement, but it might just be choking. Just waiting for your opponent to attack first is really nervous. It's just like taunting a bull. In this case, Martin is really a bull here, because he's capable of making a nice combo if he is provoked to attack first. And if you receive such a combo from a player like Martin, then you can easily choke and miss drop. But however, iljain, due to his fast speed, he got out quite nicely here. So he gets an advantage in this. So this will be the deciding set. Alright, Martin messes up already, so he decides to attack and not try to fix it, cause it's really hard to fix a misdrop like this one. Alright, so he managed to platform clear into an 8 combo, receives a 10, so he receives 10 garbage lines extra, and he's getting a worse. He's just seen how iljain is better in mid-game compared to the previous sets, so he's a little bit preoccupied. He wants to win this, cause, well, having 2 more rounds and losers and then a rematch is going to be tough, seriously. So the match is really going to be tense by now. Cultures 2 is really a serious tournament game, so it's not an every day you see such close games. Usually they are like 2 sets to 0, and the third set has happened now, so Martin has made a mistake by not including the eyepiece immediately. He wanted to upstack a bit upwards, so he needs more time for his combos, and only a 10 here, so iljain can parry it, I believe. But oh well, he received a bit too much lines, maybe hesitated a bit. Alright, this was nice top play. Missed drop here, obviously that was cause iljain is not really consistent as a player. In group stages, Martin has won all 3 games and iljain has won only 2 games, I believe, from 3. So that speaks about the consistency of this player, so Martin is a bit more consistent, but might be that Martin may be choke as well. And yeah, the longer the match lasts, the more interesting it is to watch, usually, because endurance skills are also important in Tetris. So he decides not to go for this overhang and decides to fix it later for a too wide hole, and alright, he's ready for combo. The combos are getting at the same time. Alright, Martin is pretty much done for here. Martin has not prepared for iljain's second combo attack just immediately afterwards, so definitely was not a good move from him. But I can't blame him, because really making a mistake in a semi-final like this is really easy to do. And one of the reasons, well, I was participating in the ICL, but I wasn't consistent enough to pass the qualification rounds. Alright, this was pretty bad. You can see that stacking like this is a terrible sign for a player, because you will not certainly receive 2 eyepieces in a row. Just because history randomizer prevents from being too much eyepieces in a row, so that this randomizer is closer to your NES Tetris or your Game Boy Tetris, only a multiplayer version. It's just not memoryless, because playing memoryless randomizer would be really tough. Alright, iljain makes an 11, but if Martin gets out of it, and he might get, well, iljain also gets a better garbage position from now, so he got quite fast with it. He decides not to use a T-spin position from here, and decides to just finish Martin off here. Nice game on top, he used a teleport, beautiful teleport, but it wasn't enough to stop the pressure of iljain. Really, if you lost the pressure in this match just that fast, you will not probably block, because if you get more than half of the field garbage, it's probably the game for you, just cause both of the players are that fast. There's no just room for technique in this fast match, because both of the players, they are not exactly match tactical, they are not bothered with blocking. So Martin has started his combo really late. That's how he loses this one. Just that, the timings in this game are crucial. If you forget to block, then yeah, iljain gets a nice advantage here. Martin gets entirely covered by garbage. Alright, let's wait and see what we can. Well, iljain keeps up with Martin in stacking pace just because he needs to do so, otherwise he'll not be able to block Martin's initial 10s. And now Martin is way less consistent than he was before. Actually, in a game this fast, if you already lost a combo, it's already too fast to keep up, and downstacking will be really terrible. Alright, Martin needs to, well, maybe attack earlier on, and he just goes on with stacking higher and higher, and even at the cost of making a mistake, just cause. Alright, he's waiting. Both of his players are waiting, and iljain attack first. Yeah, it was a good move. Actually, iljain has got a 12, and there's no way in existence Martin could parry that. No way, absolutely. just cause he knows that in situations like this, when both players stall for the first move, if iljain attacks first, he will certainly have an advantage, and he does. So if Martin wants to make a comeback here, he might attack earlier and he should not attack this like late in the round. So he tries to attack enemy earlier on and makes a nice 11. So yeah, actually iljain making a really nice 12 at the top, so we don't see this much heavy combos on here. Just that it was too late. Usually a 12 is enough to block a combo, just an 11, and still send a lot of lines back to your enemy, but it was just too late, and timings are just as important as speed in this game. Alright, let's see. So Martin decides to attack, and here's a hole. Probably will not be... Alright, it's too late. I believe that no more opportunity to Martin for recover. However, nice block in here. He might be able to get out of it. He does, certainly. Alright, both players downstack in the same rate, at the same speed. They are trying to get to the bottom first. Who player will be successful with that? Alright, but Martin has received a lot more garbage from iljain's combos. iljain standing at the bottom receives entirely no pressure here. And he's able to do just some floor combos, receives some lines from Martin, who is now on the floor also. But he's on the floor player is a lot more better, because he spiked the player up 15 lines or so. So iljain is now in a really troublesome position by now. And Martin managed to take at least some scores back. Alright, 7 is still not that high as you might think. It's still a long road to go for the third set to get. And I'm still satisfied with the first two sets so far. Alright, Martin has made a mistake here by not making the field narrow enough. But still, he managed to compensate by immediately getting a Tetris and then just playing up on top of his stack and not bothering to downstack it. Alright. That was a nice move from Martin though. Surprising, because iljain was probably thinking that it would be an easy game for him, because Martin messed up his stack. And if you mess up your stack, if you have a hole in your stack and you cannot recover from it, it's usually a sign that you will not be able to get from your garbage, and if you receive like 20 lines or so, you must block it. There is no way you can just downstack the garbage. Alright, Martin attacks first to get the initial game advantage, so iljain does not receive an eyepiece, and that's a bad case of pieces from him. Okay, not yet, next week. It's the last match for this week. Alright, Martin wants to really play faster than iljain, but iljain does not let him to. Alright, so this must be a nice combo from Martin, so just that, he misdropped and he does not get an 11, so iljain parried that, but at what cost? He received this hole and this is an error. Now, iljain received though a nice combo, however he makes up for one hole with another one, so definitely, Yasuo needs to be nerfed. I blame League of Legends. I blame Riot. Why Yasuo is too strong? Why they just make a reason for the players with such names to appear? Well, I have been playing Dota and LoL, but seriously, Tetris, it's so hype to see the multiplayer matches. Alright, Martin is a bit better for the game. Alright, so he has made a few nice spins here, sending some lines. Alright, so iljain is not ready for that at all, and it's still a long road for him. iljain really needs to step his game up if he wants to finish Martin off in this set, so actually Martin is getting close, 7-8, and this is the final set. So this match is really closer than any other. I mean, Twirler versus Martin, it was getting really close, the first match. Alright, Martin just decides to make a short 5 just to make his field feel more comfortable for him to make a second combo. He makes a 10, so this fast 10 is really dangerous for iljain, and he does make a mistake, and the game is even now. Lots of Cultures 2 players are watching in this room because they are really excited for this match, because semifinals, both of these players are definitely the favorites of the tournament, so if either one wins, it will be really hard for the winner of losers bracket to catch up to him. Alright, iljain attacks first. Martin does not want to play properly at this point, it seems. Alright, so it seems like pretty much to be a race to get the first 10 combo. Even though 11 combo, it already sends much more pending lines. Each more combo clear sends much more lines to your enemy. It's in well, algebraic progression, but still, if a 10 is really fast, it's really dangerous. Alright, both players score 10s in the same time, but Martin receives a bit more of garbage because his 10 was a little bit late on. Alright, so he makes a nice spins to compensate for that, so iljain receives a nice garbage though, so he might downstack, but he misdrops, the tension is too high, the garbage wasn't too dangerous for him, and Martin has managed to turn the garbage around him. So 9-9. Interesting finals. Really wasn't expecting it to be that close. Alright, though the players are stacking pretty identically for this part, just that Martin hesitates a little bit, so he loses a bit of pressure time, and iljain can attack first with a really high combo, so he makes a risky move, and he does not have a proper piece for starting the combo. That's why he makes a mistake, and that's why Martin almost makes 13, but 12 is still much enough to top iljain out. Definitely 12 is a really powerful combo, so yeah, if you let your enemy get away with making a 12 combo, it's really hard to block it. Unless you're a really defensive player like Morphing, who knows his timing really well. Alright, both of the players have almost identical stacks, so they might be closer comboing, but iljain attacks really first, so Martin waited a little bit to receive a place to, well, attack second. He did not get a proper piece, so he gets way more garbage. Even though iljain misdrops a lot, he's getting preoccupied. Martin has done a nice downstack 10 from here, so iljain is a bit pressured for that. And it might be it. Good games, definitely. So Martin wins the semifinals, and that means that iljain is dropped into the losers bracket to fight. So thanks for watching, and see you next week for the losers bracket. Yeah, it was the third set. Definitely, Martin won. And yeah, this was really close match, so thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate that. So yeah, follow my channel for more ICL